my channel. As you may or may not know, my name is Shanna Montgomery. I am the owner of Montgomery Law, PLLC, where I practice primarily intellectual property. If this is your first time here, then I'm sorry, I have to give this disclaimer. If this is not your first time here to my channel, then I'm sorry, I still have to give this disclaimer. So before we get into any details about what this video is going to be or what any of my other videos are, here's the disclaimer. I am a lawyer. I am not your lawyer. Nothing in this video or any of the other videos on my channel is meant to be legal advice. It is really just some legal knowledge aimed primarily at business owners. I am licensed in Florida and California, but I live in Texas. So the majority of my clients are Floridians, and then I have some California clients, and I don't work with anybody in Texas right now because I'm not licensed here. So that will hopefully be changing soon. I am working on my application, but can't really say when that will change. But aside from that, we can go ahead and get into the video. So the last few videos I've been doing, I was answering questions that I got on my Instagram, and I'm going to put all my information, Instagram, I have a couple website, email address in the box below with a small recap of today's video. So make sure you open that up, check it out. But the question was, what basically did I know about trade dress? And trade dress is a really cool topic, but there's a lot to it. So today's video is gonna pretty much just be an overview of trade dress so that if you are a business owner or you are an entrepreneur of any kind, you can identify whether or not trade dress is something that you have and whether or not you wanna protect it. So we're gonna jump right in and at the end of the video, maybe like it, you can share it, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can just leave me a comment about how much you hated it, I don't know. But I would love to hear from you either way. So here we go. Oh, final disclaimer. I do have some notes just to kind of keep me on track. Sometimes I can get a little discombobulated, so we're gonna try not to do that this time. But if you watch some of my other videos, you might see what I'm talking about. So the first things first, what is trade dress? Trade dress is a form of intellectual property. It is like a trademark. It is a trademark in that trade dress is used as a source identifier. Anything that's a visual characteristic of a product is going to be considered trade dress. And then when that visual characteristic or that appearance of that product becomes something that helps the public identify that product with the particular brand, then it rises to the level of protectable trademark. So you can think of things like color, bottle shapes and sizes, even smells, packaging. So I think probably one of the most famous trade dress examples is gonna be the Tiffany blue. When you see that, you think Tiffany's. I know the classic Coca-Cola bottle is also protected through trade dress. So things like that, even weird things like Verizon Wireless successfully protected the smell of their stores. So weird things like that can be protected through intellectual property law and through trade dress. Getting your trade dress registered and protected is kind of difficult because you have to prove or show that those particular aspects of the product or even the service, like in the case of the Verizon store, are there to market and promote the product or service, but they're not necessary elements of the product or service. So they're not useful in any way. They're just there to set you apart and help consumers identify you. And with trade dress, just like with word marks or service marks or logos, trade dress is protected through common law and through the federal laws that protect intellectual property. So it's not necessary to register your trade dress in order to get protection, although registration can be wildly helpful when dealing with an infringement of your intellectual property. You can check some of my other videos for why I feel that way. You can also check my website for articles and things like that. Practically speaking, trade dress can be relatively difficult to register. The USPTO is really stringent when it comes to proving that your packaging or design element is distinctive and not really just a function of the product or service. So registration of trade dress is the exact same as it would be for any other type of trademark, which probably means nothing to you if you've never registered a trademark, but your attorney will know what to do. And then proving distinctiveness for trade dress is going to be the same as proving distinctiveness of a word mark. So if the trade dress is inherently distinctive, meaning that it's unusual, memorable, it is what they love to use the word fanciful, then you're not going to have as hard of time, proving the distinctiveness. You can also prove distinctiveness through what we call like secondary meaning, acquired secondary meaning. Usually what you do is show that customers associate that particular trade dress with your product or service, and then you get what we call acquired distinctiveness. It can also be done through continual use of the trade dress, but those are details that we probably don't really need to get into. Trade dress is important for all the reasons registering any of your trademarks are. It keeps other businesses from selling products or services that are similar to yours. It keeps businesses from creating customer confusion, and of course trying to unfairly benefit from your business's position in the marketplace. So that was just a really quick, brief overview. Hopefully it made a little bit of sense. So I'm gonna end with just a couple of the most famous trade dress examples so that hopefully you can kind of think about what you have in your business and maybe how you're marketing your products and services and packaging them and things. And then, you know, who knows, maybe you can come up with your own trade dress. So this is actually one of my favorites because I don't know if this is a nationwide chain. I would assume it is, but Taco Cabana was able to get a registration for the atmosphere that they create within their restaurants. And I think that's pretty cool. You know, the decor and things like that are all protected by trade dress. Ferraris have certain elements that are protected through trade dress, and even things like golf courses. I don't have particular names. I had them, but we don't have to get into it. Certain golf courses are protected by trade dress as well, so I think that's pretty cool. The chime noise, NBC's chime noise, everybody knows it. That is considered trade dress. It is a sound, and everyone, when you hear that sound, you think NBC. That was just a brief overview of how trade dress works and kind of what it is. So a great way to gain distinctiveness in your products or even services is to package them and market them in a totally unique and distinctive way, and then you'll get trade dress protection. And it's just another way to help the public identify you and set you apart from your competitors. If you have questions, drop them below. Again, I hope that made sense. I will probably do a couple videos in the future on maybe more specific trade dress. So of course, if you have questions on that, you know, such as sounds, colors, things like that, let me know. I would love to answer those questions. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry that I talk with my hands so much. I cannot help it. But stay tuned for the next video. I will be answering more of your questions. I don't know, or you know, people on Instagram who ask me questions. I'll answer some of those here next time. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I think that's it. Thanks guys, have a great day.